Bi-modal IT, so this is not a new concept, and it's been around for in terms of the IT landscape and conversations. I just am really confused as to how people are able to manage it. And what we're talking about here is essentially that part of the IT budget is split into two separate components of CapEx and OpEx. And what we are told is typically that looks like about 80/20. So 20% of the capital projects, so it's 20% of the capital is available for innovation, essentially. So if I am a CIO, I am looking out at the forecast 3-5 years, saying how much capital do I keep available to be able to deliver new projects to the business. The challenge that conversations that we have with our clients is if this is your infrastructure over time, this could be servers, this could be networks or whatever. If all of your products are on a life cycle timeline and they're all moving towards this point in time, which is this end of life point in time, what we know, if you're only dealing within the OEM infrastructure support partners, we know that they typically move in this direction. So they're always moving, increasing in costs as those devices age. So how that relates then to this 80% is that you then have to look at all of the products that are moving along this timeline, look at that against the 80%. But what we're finding is organizations have to quite often have to start to slither that down to more like 10%, because they're finding all of the aging devices that they have on the network are starting to increase in cost. But the other part of the challenge is, if you want to be able to reduce that capital, if I've worked for the OEMs, if you're buying the maintenance from me and I'm an OEM backed partner, and that the cost of that product is 3, but then if I encourage you to buy the new product and the cost of that then is 1, I've essentially saved you 2. And just talking about random numbers. However, the challenge is that you need capital available to be able to do that refresh, essentially, and to make that leap onto that new platform. So we struggle sometimes, I guess, in conversations with CIOs and with the people in charge of these budgets, that quite often what they want to achieve in terms of innovation is eaten away by all of these older aging assets, which are eating into their operational budgets. So each year you're being asked to save the money operationally, but then what's required is that I have to use all of your capital to buy the new products. And the challenge that we see here, I was just talking to a client about refreshing their switches. That's not really kind of innovation. What they have to do is, security have told them this has gone past end of vulnerability. They have to upgrade in order to keep it patched. But all they're doing is replacing one switch with another switch. So one PoE switch with another. So is that innovation? No, but they have to do it. So they have to use that capital, and they also are looking to reduce their operational expenditure. A sneak peek from our perspective is that our costs are always declining. But if you find yourself in this challenge of always trying to find ways to juggle capital to meet the demands of the business in terms of making sure that you're innovating, but also reducing costs, we've got a very different story around how the conversations on bi-modal IT and actually making sure that you can innovate. And that we can generate savings, which are automatically there by working outside of this OEM ecosystem. So if you find yourself in that predicament from time to time, we'd love a conversation.